So hello everyone, Austerus here. We just finished Evil West, a new game on the hardest difficulty, on the Evil difficulty. Honestly, I was enjoying the game quite a bit. The fighting here feels like really good, really smooth. So the expansion combos, I really did enjoy myself playing the game. But can like rate this game higher than 7 out of 10, and 7 it's like really weak 7 here. To be honest, there's a couple of points about that I didn't actually like. First of all, this is like a very old school design with very linear levels. You have only one way to go, and they pointing you where to go every time. Which is I don't really have a problem with, because I played a lot of those kind of type of games back in the days when I was younger. The problem is inability to go back, right? If you step in one area, it's just literally you can go back to other area in this on the same mission, and this is leading to some missing loots. Like we had some crossroads, I didn't know where to go. One crossroads pointed to the fight, so I decided that was like main road, and another one was just climbing some, jumping over the some obstacle, which I there was no enemies, so I jump over the obstacle. The game auto saved, and it was like the main path apparently to go, and that other path that we was full of enemies. It was actually optional area with treasure chest, a big one that unlocks some unlocks actually for your skills, and well, we miss it because we couldn't go back, and you would need to start the game again. Another thing I didn't like how the game was throwing at you. So there's very limited amount of monsters in the game, and they continuously throwing at you those boss monsters, which has became a normal monsters later in the game. They throwing like multiple amounts of those monsters at you, especially last mission, and well, deal with it. Deal with it on the hardest difficulty.
Painkiller is done on hardest diff.
When the single mistake gonna lead you to death. Admittedly, later in the game you're gonna get your flask charge, actually multiple flask charges, and using the flask charge giving you 5 seconds invulnerability. I'm gonna go and show you my build, the skills I think you just need to have. But half of the game was like running with one flask charge, and it's like was recharging very slowly. Was kind of also another problematic issue. Also the bosses, like I say, there's only 4 unique bosses if I calculated correctly.
Congrats on Evil West.
There, right? And those bosses, there was the Parasite boss I didn't enjoy fighting. There was Mission 10 boss I enjoyed the fighting the most on the hardest difficulty, and you have still one flask. It took me 2.5 hours to beat that boss, and I really have a time of my life is fighting him. I do have like the boss fight on YouTube as well. But after that mission, like 14, that's another unique boss. You're Owen Father. Spoilers alert. Too late for that. And that guy is like has 3 phases, but the game is saving you like after each phase done, and well, it was basically easy fight. And the final boss also has 3 phases, and also saving after each phase. And it's also like we got the first 2 phases in the first attempt, and then next phase, the third phase took me the most time, but like around 25 minutes, not really that much. The problem is like with figuring out the right timing. There were some bugs with that mission, with that boss fight, when we were jumping right inside the boss model, right, and that's cost me some grief. Also, there was a bug in last mission as well, and mission before the last, when my rifle wasn't shooting straight. You know, it was deviated. The bullets was deviated to like to some degree, and I couldn't like shoot the vampires. And the last mission itself was throwing tons of like boss enemies in one single encounter. Then you beat these bosses, and there's 3 more vampires bosses came after that. And what happened if you died on those vampires bosses? You actually started the whole encounter with just like 4 other bosses from very beginning. So I didn't enjoy it that much, and that's why the game itself, another not that long. It took like what 22 hours, I believe, to beat it. 22 and 7 hours to beat on the hard difficulty when we were dying a lot, which is not a problem. Obviously for me, I do enjoy this kind of gameplay. And another point that minus on my rating is the price of the game is still, even on discount in my region, is not a lowest price for 20 hours of gameplay. So there's obviously a new game plus. Alright, we're gonna be talking about my... Wait, they want to start me a new game plus here, huh? So let me show you my kind of build, if you can call it, because you have very limited choices of abilities to take, and a bunch of them is very mandatory to take. All right. So let's see. Let's see. We just jump in hard right away. Select. Aim assist manual. Alright, everything good here. Select. Do it.
Since the
skip. So let's see, do we have all the skills here? We do. Upgrades and perks. One of the most important perks was dealing damage to Gatlings, reduce cooldown of healing dispenser. You're gonna get it automatically. Basically, the game gonna ask you to take it by yourself. Then hidden enemies giving a chance to drop healing packs. Very important new game. Early game, mid game. That's defiled. It did bug for me a couple of times. It just didn't work, but it's when it's working, it's a very powerful skill. You're gonna get it very close to the end of the game. And the combos, the punches combos. You wanna get this bite and switch as fast as possible. The chain command actually as fast as possible, right? Because this will be important for mission 10 boss fight, especially if you're doing an hardest difficulty. And yeah, gonna be like a lot of punches, a lot of damage, getting that boss stun bar close, so we can continue to stun her. The punch lines also basically the same thing you need. And what is actually changed the game for me drastically, it's oh, where it is actually. The skills that giving you energy. Right, then you can use energy instead of your health. Oh, is it the upgrade actually? Okay, it's upgrade. Smack. Okay, if you're killing the character on cooldown, this one, I think it was unlockable from a chest. So if you're healing on cooldown, you can use your energy packs. Alright, for you just healing yourself as a normal with a flask heal, and this is also applying this flask heal invulnerability. Right, healing is now followed with 5 short seconds invulnerability. This is so good. It's like, you know, punching through those bosses late game. Just giving you a chance there. All right. And parity it with this bonus energy, and every time you're getting energy with every 5th Gauntlet Finisher execution, getting energy, 25% of health, spark of energy after picking Ether of Zeus, and vice versa. So that was like a good combo. So this is like all my skills here. The upgrades, well, obviously all the gauntlets upgrades are good. All right, all them good. We got this blaster, which is very good to dealing with Wolverines that dodge normal bullets, and this is like actually blaster will helpful even in late game finishing a lot of those like vampires bosses. When you have multiple bosses, you can go blast, and you're good. Another thing I upgraded, one of the first thing is like a free bullet when you're hitting a weak point with your rifle. It's very helpful. Bonus damage, and the railgun also gonna be pulling its weight in late game. And well, Death Ray, we didn't play much with this, but the Cocoon, every time you put in your Rentier Gatling gun, getting invulnerability, did also help with some boss fights. Alright, that's like about all. At the ready, allowing 20% faster cooldown for shotgun, important for mid game and early game. Okay, and another thing, this lightning tornado was very good dealing with a bunch of monsters at the same time for your grenades, which is also gonna get later. So basically that's a build. I've already talked about the game. I did enjoy it. I didn't really enjoy it, but I can go and put it like on the pedestal and put like more than 7 out of 10. It did remind me a lot of like of a Darksiders game, if you remember that one. And Darksiders' first game when you play in this full war. And it's also remind me at the same time with the shooting. What's it called? Remnant. That game as well. But both of those games have a kind of okay. Revenant is more procedure-generated corridor-like exploration, but it still was feeling more free than this game, especially when you can go back, right? And the Darksiders, despite being the game that went like years and years ago. On the release game date happens compared to this game, which is this one is 2022. It has actually had more or less free world exploration with Metroidvania elements. All right, the Metroidvania and free world for this one will be like really good because like the fighting itself was feeling like really great. And what I didn't like is like limited build options and the amount of experience. There is no like random encounters. You can go and can punch tons of enemies before like some other missions to get yourself level up and get some age on the next mission. You can go and do that. Experience very limited. I mean, in limited, there's precise amount of experience you can get from every missions, more or less. And they based the game on that. They designed it, the skills around that experience. So that's all I want to say. Hope you also enjoy the game as I do, and it is definitely worth playing. It's definitely, and in my opinion, it's worth playing on evil difficulty straight ahead. But apparently also. I had information from Necrosorb here that if you play it on lowest difficulty and do it a deathless run, you're gonna get some powerful set or whatever that will give you health on a punch, and basically every time you're like killing enemies, you full health back, or every time you're punching a little bit with a zapper ability. That's what I heard. You need to Google it up yourself, guys. My case, we just started on evil difficulty right away, and I did enjoy that tremendously up until a few last missions when I wasn't very satisfied with them, how it ended. Story itself, we don't care much about story. It was okay-ish, you know, like in how is all Western movies, kind of B movies, B movies, that kind of story you can expect here. That's all. Now that's